Following is a Thorf TV production brought to cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the SOCS Show! Brought to you live from Mr. Holster's Ranch, way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a big, rousing round of applause, because here he comes, direct from the bar, Mr. Holster! He's coming from bar. Well, there's a surprise. You guys always said, oh, Mr. Holster, hey, that's me. Howdy, Parge, yeah, it's me, Mr. Holster. And Jack. You look good tonight, Jack. Jack's got a big date. We're going to get this done right away, Jack, so you can get going. What'd you get out tonight, Jack? Jim Beam pre-prohibition style rye. Where'd you get this from, Jack? I didn't know I had some of this. Good stuff, 90 proof. In the shuffle of prohibition, rye whiskeys fell by the wayside. But the truth is, Jim Beam has always had a passion for quality rye whiskey. Founded in 1795, Jim Beam pre-prohibition style rye is made with the same exacting standards that have governed Jim Beam over 200 years. At 90 proof, this premium rye has a distinct spicy flavor and a long, soft finish. Perfect for any whiskey cocktail. Well, we're not making a cocktail out of this. It's too good for that. All right. Let's pop the top on this one, as Machine Gun Kelly would say. It's a screw-on cork, but... Oh, Jack, doesn't that smell good? Yeah. Let's put a little in the old ranch shot glass. Oh, my gosh. West Texas dust. All things in moderation. Let's put that aside. Put that top back on. Machine Gun Kelly can pop the top on himself if he ever shows up. Jack, you know, I think I need to have something to go with that tonight. And somebody gave me the Surly Extra Citra Pale Ale. This is one of those big cans, too. 1 pint, it says. It's a pinter. So I found a glass that I'm sure will all fit in. I'm quite excited about this, Jack. This is one of my favorites. The Citra Pale Ale. I can't even get it all in the glass. Ooh, this is going to be a good night. Set that aside. Still a little in the can, too. Okay. You ready, Jack? To the sunny slopes of long ago. That didn't heat you up and cool you down all the same time, Jack. Now you can't have any. You're going on a date. No drinking and driving, Jackie. That's good stuff. We'll just follow it with a little citrus pale ale. A little grapefruit juice. Yeah, that's good stuff. I've had some complaints about the quality of my camera and the image being kind of fuzzy. Don't worry about it, guys. That's the way everything looks to Mr. Holster. Jack, you look good tonight. I'm glad to see you showed up and you postponed your date till after the program. It's Jack's world, and I'm just happy to be living in it. I'm a little worried, however, about my wife's son, Matt. They taught him in school this week all about the birds and the bees, and last night he got stung by a bee. Now he thinks he's pregnant. I told my wife that her kids are spoiled rotten, and she said, so what? A lot of people's kids smell like that. My wife made alphabet soup the other day for Jack and I, and Jack and I both sat down at the table. She brought the soup. We both at the same time looked down at the soup, and in both our bowls, the noodles spelled out the word help. I tell you, I've never had any luck dating, which is why I ended up getting married to the woman I did. One time, though, I dated this spectacular belly dancer, and at the end of the date, I asked her if she wanted to go out with me again, and she said, frankly, you turned my stomach. My doctor told me that I should run 5 miles a day for 2 weeks, and thank God for cell phones. I called him up and I said, Doctor, I've gone 70 miles. I'm 70 miles from my house. Now what? I went to the dentist the other day. Jack said I should really go in and get my teeth cleaned. I went to the dentist and I said to the dentist, what can you do? What can I do? My teeth are so yellow. And he said, well, try wearing a brown tie. Good monologue tonight, Jack. Good job. This is what I thought I'd talk about tonight. I'm going to shoot this gun tomorrow at the hard target range, and kind of a neat gun. I kind of got it on a whim. I will admit the one day I was there at the gun shop, just kind of picked it up, and I'm really glad I did. It's a Ruger SP-101 in 22 long rifle, 4.2-inch barrel, adjustable sights, which the sights gave me a little trouble, and Cousin Jimmy was nice enough to help me out and get them a little more in sight the first time I shot it. But I had to take it apart and do a little work to get it where I wanted it, which I've talked about in other videos. Got the sights done, and I went down to the old 22 range and shot it, and it seemed all right. But I want to get out on the big range tomorrow and take it out a little more distance and see if my sight is set correctly. I hope it is. Kind of an interesting sight on these guns nowadays. They have a fiber optic front sight, but it's encased in acrylic, and it's actually a larger. If you look at the sight, you'll notice this part, the back side of the sight, is a little bit larger, so it makes it more like a target sight when you look at it. It's not just the fiber optic rod you're looking at. You can kind of see a black target sight there. It helps to give you a little more precise picture when you shoot. Of course, this gun with a 4.2-inch barrel gives you enough sight radius. It's pretty easy to get a good, fast sight acquisition. But I'm going to do a little sidebar here and go off and talk about on a tangent on something else, which is really why I got this gun out, so I could talk about the sight and lead into that. I've had a lot of people tell me on my snubbies when I do these videos on snubbies that when I talk about, I'm a real fan of fixed sights. That I've never had a gun where the sight was milled into the frame and the front sight was either pinned on the barrel, a fixed sight pinned on the barrel, or even a sight that's just machined, part of the barrel and machined out. I've never had one of those that wasn't accurate or to point of aim, shot point to aim. But I've always had lots of problems with the adjustable sights. And of course, there's Jack's gun. Remember that gun, Jack, your bodyguard? The sights were way, way, way screwed up. Jack, excuse me, Jack. Remember that? Well, you better get a little energy, or you won't be able to leave. You'll fall asleep driving to the restaurant. You all right, buddy? Maybe we'll get you a cup of coffee before you go. At any rate, back to the sight issue. When I do those videos, there's always somebody that says, "Well, it doesn't make any difference what those sights are like. It's a close-up and personal gun. You don't look at the sights when you do that." Well, and you see, and this is where I beg to differ, because the way I've been trained, you always look at the sights. The front sight is the one. If you look at the front sight before you pull the trigger, even if you don't get it lined up on the back sight, you're going to be on target. Front sight, front sight, front sight, front sight. So the concept that it's just a point and shoot, no. Anytime you can look at your sights, yes, you should look at your sights, because once again, when you get in a court of law, the first thing they ask is, what was your sight picture? Well, it's a snubby. It's just a point and shoot gun. Yeah. No. always look at the sights. Clearly, there are some instances that won't be possible, but anytime it's possible, yes, use your sights. Always at least get that front sight in. I just thought I'd mention that because somebody commented that the other day, and that went through my head again, and I've never talked about that. Front sight, front sight, front sight. Always get your front sight. Well, there you go, guys. Fantastic gun. Tune in if you can. I'm hoping I got the sight on right, and it's going to be a good shooter for me because I really like this gun. And one of the reasons I really like it is the grip on it is just fantastic little grip. And when I first got my SP-101 357 Magnum, I was kind of set back by the grip. Of course, it's got that plastic line grip that they've had on there ever since 1988, which I like to refer to as the Don Johnson grip, and Jack always gets upset about that because he and Don are just like, you know, real buddies. Well, I'm sorry, Jack. I wasn't an actor for that for some time period and know all these people in Hollywood like you do. But at any rate, I didn't like that when I first got it because of the rubber grips. Never liked rubber grips because they tend the clothing tends to hang up on it and the gun prints. See? And I've never liked that. However, on that one, it seems to be not so bad. Of course, it's got the plastic panel in it, so it's only probably about 50% rubber where it's going to hang up. Doesn't seem so bad, small gun. And I've learned to really like that grip on that gun. Of course, being a 357 Magnum, when you shoot the 357 round through that little gun, of course, the gun's a heavier gun at 27 ounces, but still, it's nice to have the rubber grips. Kind of absorbs the recoil a little bit. On this, you've got these really nice looking wooden grip panels in there with the Ruger chicken on it. Very, very attractive grips, and the size is just so perfect for this gun. This is really a fantastic 22, and I hope my sight really works out well tomorrow because that's gonna seal the deal for me to really liking this gun. And if you saw my original video on this, I talked about this being the perfect gun. Yeah, all the little things I always look for on these guns to make sure they're done right. This one was done right. Very nice firearm. Well, there you go, guys. There's the SOCS show for tonight. Jack, we're going to have to get a little coffee in you and get you going. Maybe an energy bar too, you know. Or when you get to the restaurant, maybe order yourself some oysters. Give you a little instant energy, and then, of course, you know, wait. No, you don't need that, Jack. Sorry. There you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight to the SOCS show from Mr. Holster and Jack. Till next time, go out and stay safe. It was fun, wasn't it, Jack? Look at that. 13 minutes and 30 seconds of their life they'll never, ever get back again. Oh.